I make my muscles do the dance. I do the dance because I flance. I am a dance. I cannot flance. I can't rhyme all the time, but I am Jaxblade, and this is the Weird Flex podcast. You will know it when I say it, and I am saying it right now. Weird Flex, Weird Flex, Weird Flex, go. Weird Flex, Weird Flex, Weird Flex, go.
That was some amazing
Weird Flex,
lyrical
Weird
work
Weird Flex,
there,
show.
my
Weird Flex,
beautiful
Weird Flex,
Jordan.
here we go. Katy on the mic.
Weird Flex,
Here she
Flex,
goes.
Weird
Pass it on the
Flex,
mic.
Weird Flex. All right, Weird Flex but okay podcast. We're here, guys. Welcome to your Comedy Waves Workouts and Advice podcast, where we answer your questions and rap the sickest of beats. The music you hear is by What's My Name on Instagram and Soundcloud, and is really cool. And today's episode probably has a really cool little animation on YouTube if you would like to peruse that. It was made by ZD, who's pretty cool. He's really neat. And Jordan just released like the biggest mixtape of all time at the beginning of this episode. So, you know, he's all tired now. He's yawning. He's got a
I'm fixing my voice.
fade. I'll fix my voice too.
Did I make you yawn?
Yes, even though
work?
he's not here, he's
Does that
making me
actually
yawn.
work? Does that
guess
work if
so.
you yawn by someone? Like you just
I have to yawn again.
Is anyone in the chat? If you yawned, comment you yawned. Yo, so I was watching this video today. I was watching this video earlier today.
Yeah.
It was a yawning prank.
Oh,
this guy
no.
was going around just yawning in public. He would just
Oh
go,
my God.
and then like you would film people's reactions to him and just start yawning. And
Oh
he
my
kept-
God!
and he was
Even if you're fake yawning.
Yeah, so like he was walking around a circle in front of this place, and there were these like black people. He kept yawning in front of. He did it like 5 times, and then like this black guy and his face blurred out. He's like, "Yo, cat, what are you doing, bro?" And he's just like, "I'm yawning." He's like, "You tired? Go home." It's just like, "Yo, man, like, why you yawning everywhere? You're spreading germs all over the place."
Oh my God! That's amazing. I want him to succeed in life. I want that guy
Does
to
yawning
get a
spread
PhD.
germs?
I don't know. Everything spreads germs. Now I'm
But
yawning
you're-
again.
Yeah. But if you're yawning, right? Does that spread germs because you're sucking in? You're not blowing out.
I mean, because after you yawn, you have to breathe out. So like, you know,
but you're covering your
breathing
mouth.
spreads germs. Like anything you do spreads germs.
Oh.
We're all disgusting, filthy human beings, Jordan.
That's right.
What have you been up to, Jordan, besides yawning?
Well, work, because I'm going to Minnesota for a couple
Minnesota,
weeks.
don't you know?
Yeah, Minnesota, don't you know? I'm gonna go
Don't
with
you
a bunch
know?
of youpers. You know, I'm
Youpers?
gonna go eat some cheese curds at the
Oh,
food
you
festival.
betcha.
Yeah, so I've got to do all this work before I go. Yeah. Yeah, yo, I'm gonna be talking like a Minnesotan. Oh, I'm gonna go watch
Minnesota.
Fargo. It's gonna be so fun.
We probably totally ruined that accent.
Oh, no, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna mess with our friend Sydney when I go there because I'm staying
Yeah.
with them. Then I'm gonna be like, just talking that way. Oh, don't you know? I love
Don't
this
you know?
place. It's so great. There's so many youpers
That's
around.
amazing. I need to see videos of you exclusively talking
I
like
will
that.
do that. I will do that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to tell everybody that on the Dr. Crafty YouTube channel, you can now see a trailer for, we have a website, an official Dr. Crafty website.
Oh.
It's drcraftyart.com.
Nice.
And you guys should totally check that out because
Word.
it's really exciting because we have a lot of cool production stuff coming up. And then on Kruby Productions, we're going to be releasing the 2nd episode of our podcast, Perpetually Ajar, over there soon.
Yeah.
So you guys should totally check that out.
Right.
And like, yeah, our channel's also gotten a little revamp. I made us a little banner and stuff, and it's
Nice.
really cool.
Look at it, people.
Go look at
subscribe
it.
to our channel. Oh, shit.
Subscribe and shit. It's awesome. And
It's
yeah,
awesome.
that's kind of what I've been doing. Oh, and I have my first performance this weekend with the Dinner Detective Troupe, or troupe or group or whatever, because I did my first day of shadowing not too long ago, and so I'm in my first official performance,
Oh,
and I'm really
nice.
excited. And yeah, and I booked some fun audition-y stuff too
Cool.
this weekend.
Congrats.
So yeah, I'm very excited about that stuff. And Dragon Con is in like a week and a half, and I'm terrified.
A week and a half. Shit.
Yeah. So while you're in Minnesota, I'm gonna
Minnesota,
be at
don't you
DragonCon.
know?
Don't you know?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to talk like a Minnesotan all the way here.
And I was going to be doing, I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, I was going to be doing a costume with Xavier Woods at Dragon Con where we were going to be like an upgraded Wendy's. But Xavier did have to back out. Apparently, the person that was going to make his costume or something didn't have time. Something. He had to text me and be like, oh, we can't do it. I'm so sorry. But we should be able to still hang out. But no updated
butter
Wendy's
my backside
costume.
and call me a biscuit. That's some
Call
darn
me a
news.
biscuit, don't you know?
Don't you know? Oh.
So sorry if anybody was looking forward to that. But there will be future opportunities. AWA, Anime Weekend Atlanta, for example, I will be doing a lot of costumes, and I'm very excited.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
It's going to be awesome.
Cool.
And yeah, that is what is up in the Hizzy house and whatnot. The Twizzler test.
The Twizzler test.
I don't
you
know. I just want to be funny. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, shit. All that yawning made my throat hurt.
Oh no, now I have to yawn again. No! I'm yawning for the 8th time this podcast. If you are yawning, you better comment below and tell us how much you yawn.
Oh, I see. I think it does make you feel sick because my throat hurts.
Yeah?
Now. Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, no. That'd be some shit, right? Oh, God.
That'd be some shit, don't you know?
Don't you know? Oh, God.
Well, Jordan,
Katy,
while you're
how are
feeling
you
sick.
doing? Why don't you take
I'm
us
doing
to our
pretty good.
first question?
Oh, wow. Stole it. Actually,
Yeah,
that
I
would be a
did.
lovely idea. Thank you,
Even
Jordan.
though it's my question, so I'll start
It's
it
your-
off. Ha!
Okay,
Tricked you.
fine.
You thought it was
Triple
your
threat.
question, but it was me, Jordan Deal.
But it was me, Jordan's
Wow.
question. Oh, my God.
All right, this one
All
comes
right.
from Twitter. JVP asks, weirdest combination of food that you ate and didn't throw up from doing so? Oh, I
All
know
right.
mine. Mine's easy.
Oh, I know mine, too.
Ladies first.
All right.
Well, let
I'm
me
gonna
tell you. So anyways.
Oh, my God. I'm going to murder you. Reaches through the internet, strangles you.
Yes.
Your thick-ass neck.
Yeah, it is thick. I've been training it. Ugh.
Thick.
It's been thick. I'm training
All right,
it.
okay, raise your hand if you want to go first. Interesting.
Interesting.
All right.
Okay.
Now put your hand
I
down.
actually
All
have
right.
a hand in my
Raise your
name.
hand if you.
So it's just like I actually have a hand in my name. So there you go.
Amazing. Then yeah, you go first. You tell him first. I bet mine's grosser.
Okay. I bet. Here's one that I thought was gonna be gross, and I picked it up from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it was marshmallow and pepperoni pizza. And I thought it was gonna be disgusting, and I was like,
All
why
right.
the fuck would you want me to do this? But then, like, when you bite into it, the marshmallows absorb the pepperoni grease, and it makes like this new
Oh.
flavor. And so when you bite into it, you're like, oh my god, that was actually. Why is this good? Why is it good? And then, like,
Okay.
I got like 3 other people to try it, and they're like, holy fuck, that was actually good. And I don't like marshmallows by themselves, so there you go, marshmallow pepperoni
Interesting.
pizza.
All right. So I don't know if I could recommend this, but I didn't, and it wasn't bad. When I was a little kid, I loved that. It was called strawberry sour spray.
I can't eat it already.
Yeah, you can't eat it already. So it was like kind of a spray that you'd spray into your mouth, and it would taste like sour and strawberry flavoring, and it was really good. And I went through a phase where I would spray it on stuff to eat because I loved it so much. I wanted to taste it and everything, and it was weird. And one time I sprayed it all over my spaghetti.
Oh my god.
And I ate the spaghetti, and it sort of tasted like this weird sour strawberry spaghetti.
Are
and,
you
know,
fucking Will Ferrell from Elf?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's what
am,
you-
Jordan.
Okay,
I am
whatever.
literally an elf, and I sprayed sugar all over my spaghetti, and it was not bad. It was not bad, okay? But I
Elf.
said it. It wasn't
Okay,
bad.
Will Ferrell or Willis Ferrell. Yeah,
I don't even know if they make that strawberry spray anymore, but it was like my favorite candy. I would just carry it everywhere, and you know, like in those movies when the hot guy's just like sprays his mouth, he's like, let's make out. That was me with strawberry spray, except I was like, or, you know, like in the movies where they have like their
the breath
spray.
sprayer. Yeah, the
and they're
breath
just
spray.
like.
with a leather jacket and the comb.
Yeah, with a leather jacket. But it was me as a 13-year-old kid with braces, strawberry spray, looking at Naruto like, let's watch Naruto.
Is this the same thing as that like that Meg episode of Family Guy where she was
Yes,
like,
probably.
oh god, well, that's something that explains a lot. Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty much me. So, yeah, that was a weird combination that I did, and I didn't throw up. I think if I did it now, probably, I don't know, but it was
You probably
a weird
could
time.
get a bite. Like, you know how like sugar sandwiches, something like that. Like I used to eat sugar sandwiches.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah,
Is that where
those-
you just put sugar on bread?
Yeah. And it's
Dude,
like,
that's so good and bad for you.
Yeah, I used to eat those all the time as a kid, which explains why I was a fat fuck. But then, like, I tried it recently, and I was just like, I got a bite, and I was just like, oh, fuck. I felt like my soul just dropped. Like, my soul just, like...
It's really good, and I love the texture because it's like this cool crunchy texture with the soft, and I love that. I love the texture of crunching on sugar. But yeah, it also
I did it. Spaz out.
It'll make you real fucked up, man. Don't do it, but also do it. Oh my god, it's so good.
How long do your sugar rushes last before you get like
until I get a wicked bad tummy ache?
No, well, but either that or until you get like, oh, I'm drained now. I'm tired.
I guess I don't know. Like, because usually it's about when I get the wicked bad tummy ache.
Because for me, I don't get that till afterwards. Like, for me, it goes like spike high, down low, and then it was just like, oh, fuck, my stomach. Oh, God, my stomach is messing with me now.
The stomach thing happens as I'm going downhill.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It starts out with like...
We got reversed.
Yeah, like, so I'm eating the delicious sugar, and then I'm like, oh, boy, golly gee, la 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 la, sugar. And then the minute... like, I feel a weird rumbly in my tummy, my energy starts to go, and, like, the tummy ache starts to take the energy from me, and I'm just like, no!
You know what sucks about that? Is, like,
what?
Nausea sucks way more than throwing up. Like, nausea is, like,
I agree.
The feeling of, like, I have to throw up is way worse than just getting it over with. Because, like,
yes,
when you just want to get it
honestly,
over with, it's just like, oh, God, oh, my stomach.
I've probably thrown up, like... at least once every 2 years. Like,
same. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
like,
not from like, trying or whatever, but like whenever a time comes where I need to vomit or something, honestly, it's a very cathartic feeling when you just get it out and your stomach just feels better because it expelled the bad, and then you feel good again. Do you get those blood
blisters on your face?
No, I don't.
Okay, because I get these things. It's not really blisters, but like when I throw up, it looks like I have a lot of freckles because I burst a bunch of blood in my face when I throw up. So it's like I have like all these freckles around my eyes and stuff like that. Because like when I get sick, because like I know for me, this is what happens. Sometimes I'll get to a point where my stomach feels so bad, and I'm just like, should I just make myself throw up and I'll feel better? And it's just like, or should I just like tough it out? And then sometimes I just go, fuck it, I'll just take my 2 fingers and take care of it, and then after I do that I feel much better. But like that whole feeling of just like I'm gonna be sick, I hate
real
that.
talk.
Like,
when it comes to that 2 fingers thing, like I've only tried that once, and it was when like I had eaten a bunch of food and like my stomach was hurting really badly and I could sense that I needed to throw up. Like it wasn't like I just randomly wanted to, because of course you don't just want to.
You're right.
Like,
exactly.
I mean, there are people that might have problems that they need help with. Yeah. But I've never been that. Like, I do not skip meals.
Right.
I think I was like, I had a cold, and like I also like had eaten something that was like not sitting well with my stomach, and I could feel that nauseous feeling like to the heightened extreme of like I need to vomit, and it wasn't coming out. Like I was standing over the toilet for like 10 minutes like and like it just hurt and it wouldn't come out. So I tried that trick. I couldn't get it to work. I couldn't get it to make me throw up. And so every time I've ever thrown up has just been a very natural like, oh God. But like there was one time I tried to make it happen because it was just like not coming out. And like 10 minutes later, so like 20 minutes of nausea, I was able to finally vomit. But like, Jesus Christ. I never understoed that trick because I tried it one time.
Like what I do is...
Maybe I did it wrong. But
well, no, because it's less like...
Not that I really care if I do it right.
Pause. No homo. I don't have a gag reflex in that certain sense. Because I can like stick like a finger. Like if I can demonstrate right now, and I'm not going to throw up people. So like this, if I do this...
Well,
it's just like there, you can't hear me doing that. It sounds like I'm doing something. Yeah, but like I can do that, and I can like get down. So like what I have to do is I have to like push inward on something, and then like that's gonna make it just go okay, and then like it's like a button. Okay. Yeah, you have to push down for me, and then like it comes up.
Yeah. I've never thrown up from a situation that didn't involve me already being very sick and needing to like throw up. Like, because like I've never accidentally thrown up, unless you count indigestion, where it's just kind of like a little bit comes back.
Oh, I hate that. Where
weird.
It burns.
I hate it so much.
It's like you get like acid in your teeth and shit like.
Yes,
oh,
and like it's in your throat, and like you spit it out, and you're just like, and you just taste it, and you can't really drink water, so you just gargle for a little bit because you're like, I don't want to. It's like weird. Yeah, I've gotten indigestion a lot. Like that's why I love me some Tums, but like yeah, I love that this has just become like so anyway vomiting. I think I'm gonna go ahead and speaking of vomiting, I'm gonna take us to our next question. We're gonna get out of the vomit zone, get out of the splash zone. But So this next question comes from our email, and it's from someone called Rising Strength 67, and it says, "Hi Weird Flex, hoping you can provide some guidance. 4 to 5 years ago, I finished uni in a bad way. Severely overweight, horrible ex-friends, although I was guilty of that too. Diminished confidence, used by a series of girlfriends for their needs. Since then, I have pushed myself to losing weight, get involved in martial arts, get more confident, get a good job, and I'm looking at a place of my own next year. Nice. I find, though, that I'm beginning to change. When I think about getting stronger, I also think about all that time wasted, and it enrages me. I find I spend most of my time training. I have less sleep, I have less time for family and friends, and I am becoming a colder person as I want to just get better and don't concern myself with much else. Before I end up becoming this person, is this a good way to be, or am I losing myself to become more powerful?"
I like this guy.
I don't know.
I
think you're fine and dandy.
I have some things to say that'll help you out.
Say your things. Say your things.
Okay, first off, Rising Strength, that is, I've been there. I know that feeling where you like, it's like you've gone from the Jedi path to the dark side and you're realizing, oh shit, that's great. Like, it's perfect. Like, so I'm going to say this, I'm going to answer this in two ways. First off, you don't, all right, there, like, on the strength, like, I don't know if you're trying to compete or anything like that, or if you're just trying to, you know, make yourself the best you possible for you, because this is sort of like, it's funny, it's like that whole King of the Hill scene where Bill is telling Boomhauer, like, I've been down that path before, I know, I'm strong, so this is how it feels right now. But there's nothing wrong with training to become stronger and be this person. But like, if you're first off, you told me you're getting less sleep, and that's not doing good for your training at all. Like, that is terrible. Like, you need at least 8 to 9 hours of sleep when training, because that's how you recover. And if you have less times for family and friends and becoming colder, that, I mean, now I have friends that way, but I'm saying, like, you want this stuff though, right? Like, that's what I'm trying to get from you, because, like, are you trying to, do you actually want to be like this strong, stoic badass by themselves who's, like, you know, a loner, like, or do you actually want, like, oh, I want those relationships and stuff back? Because I can look at it from a perspective of, like, oh yeah, like, I have a ton of friends who'd be like, you know what, fuck your family, friend, all that stuff, but then, like, just train. Like, you don't need anyone else, you just need yourself. Focus on you. And it's just like, well, then you also got to take into account, like, okay, but if you, all right, let me ask you this question, Rising Strength 67. If you just did that, right, for the rest of your life, would you be happy? Would you be happy that you just, like, trained your entire time for, like, no end goal without spending time with your family and friends and loved ones, but you became, like, this monster or something like that?
Yeah,
would you
I
be
feel
happy?
like real strength kind of comes from a balance in life. Like, you definitely need to get sleep, and there's nothing wrong with pursuing whatever goal or dream you have, whether that's becoming the best possible physically fit person you can be, the best trainer, the best fighter, whatever it is you want to be, that's wonderful, and you should never let somebody try to take that away from you. But humans are social creatures, and I think that if you try to completely cut out all human interaction from your life, that will decrease the quality of your life. I do think it's okay to surround yourself with people that you think genuinely love and support you, that you genuinely love and support. And even if it's a small group of like 5 people or 8 people or what, just a small number of people. You don't need many friends. You don't need many, but you need quality relationships in your life to truly thrive and live your best life. I do actually really believe that. I don't think there's any person out there that can be 100% not needing any other human interaction whatsoever. I don't think that's an extreme that's possible to live a truly fulfilling life. Like, I think that there is some human connection that's needed, whatever level it might be for you. And so it's okay to say, like, hey, I'm doing my shit, and I only have time for people that are okay with my schedule for my shit. That is A-okay. Set your boundaries. Do all of that stuff. But if there's people in your life that you want to reach out to love, that doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make you less than if you want to have valuable connections in your life, because people build you up. People motivate you. When you have your highs, they're there to celebrate them. And when you have your lows, they're there to help you. And it also makes you feel good when you help others. And so, like, I'm sure there's people that have helped you train before and that maybe you've helped train and you've passed knowledge to. And that's really awesome. Like, I think one of the most important things in life is getting close to other people and, like, using whatever you have to help others. And sometimes it takes someone else kind of validating that to really make you see, like, what you're really putting out into the world. But not that you necessarily need other people's approval, but it's a wonderful feeling to have people that acknowledge that you're worth, I guess, because you know you're worth. But for other people to share that with you and say you are an awesome person and validate that can be really awesome. So if you think that you're becoming a person that's cold, or you're losing yourself or connections, maybe have those conversations with yourself. Like, are there people that you want to make time for that are understanding of your goals and your passions?
Yeah.
And just kind of build your life around that. And if you don't really have anybody, then, you know, do what you need to do. But if a chance comes, maybe don't turn it down.
Yeah, I've been there, man. You know what you can do? This actually helped me a lot. Like, this is something I'm not able to do as much anymore, but I used to do it all the time. This was way before I met you, Katie, but like Saber and Paleo could tell you about these all the time. It's like, what I would do, this is for YouTube too, so I would do this thing where I would go off the grid for a time and then find myself. Like, I didn't interact with anyone. I didn't take any phone calls. I did nothing. I was just like with myself for that month. No one could like get to me. No one. This is just like I had to find this inner peace. And then when I felt ready, I came back. And it was sort of like, you know, if you train a lot, so you probably know those old stories of like the guy going up to the mountains to train and then coming back down. It's like that. You find things about yourself where you go, this is how I am. This is how I react to certain things. Do I like this lifestyle? Do I not like this lifestyle? Because you can learn a lot about yourself. Like, that's the only person you can't lie to. Is like, you look in that mirror. It's just like, okay, you know when you're lying to yourself, or you know you're not. So like, you're able to find yourself. So maybe just take yourself some time. Go, you know, give yourself, like, cut off social media, do whatever you want to do, and then, you know, just take your time to yourself. You know, like, sometimes you can like tell, like, I think you should tell people close to you though, instead of like, because like, for me, I live with my like family, so it's like, okay, I just did it. Because for me, I know Saber and Paleo and the other guys, they would get worried because like I just didn't tell anyone. I just, like, when I felt like it was like a blip, and then I was just gone for like a month or a time or something like that, and they were just like, oh, I don't know where he's at. I can't get in contact with him. He's not picking up phone calls, stuff like that. And so I think, don't go that way, because that was darker, Jordan, the one that Katie didn't meet, thankfully. So like, yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's like that, man. Just take your time and you know, find yourself, find inner peace, meditate, you know, do things that help you out, do things you love, find things you love, think of all this positive in your life, because I know that anger feeling, man, and it sucks, and it's great fuel though. I'll give you that. Anger is amazing fuel for training.
And the people that you would want in your life will understand, like, that you're not going to be around them all the time, or that you're not going to answer every phone call, or this or that. Like, just because you don't see somebody for a month or a year doesn't mean you're not friends. Like, you have your whole life to be friends with somebody, etc. And so, like, build relationships with people that are suited to the lifestyle that you want. And sometimes it's not all perfect, like, because people can't just be exactly what you need them to be necessarily, because they're their own people as well. But maybe there are elements of them that you appreciate and understand, and they'll appreciate and understand elements of you. And if you're just like, hey man, I just need to like chill for a little bit, if they're really your friends and they love you, they'll be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever, well, we're here whenever you need us. Those are the relationships that you want in your life. People that they'll be there when you need them. Yeah,
exactly. Perfect.
So I hope that helps, Mr. Rising Strength 67. And I'm sorry that you've dealt with whatever you've dealt with, but I hope that you're getting to a better place. And thank you for listening to the podcast and asking us. And also, one thing that I always recommend, if I feel applicable, is maybe therapy. If you ever feel like it, therapy's awesome. And if you feel like you need somebody to talk to, if you don't maybe have someone really close, therapy is really cool, and it can help whether it's with anger or anxiety, etc. And and it can kind of help you on your path to getting closer to people or just finding yourself. Exactly. 10 out of 10 recommend some therapy. And speaking of things surrounding therapy, Jordan, why don't you take us to our next question?
All right. This one comes from someone on YouTube. I apologize. I lost it because I deleted the comment. But it says, Jaxblade, have you ever dealt with intrusive thoughts before? And I'm going to add Katy in there too. I just really need some advice on it. They make me feel like I'm a horrible person or sexual deviant. Oh, dude, every day. Every fucking day. Yeah. I always get intrusive thoughts. It sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Can relate. I have anxiety, and I've actually been to therapy for intrusive thoughts and whatnot before, especially just repeating negative thoughts of like situations in life or regrets, like because there's this meme that goes around about like you wake up at 2 a.m. and your brain says like, hey, remember
this thing
that
you
time
did when you
yeah, it'll be exactly like that. And then you'll just kind of go down that rabbit hole of, oh God, they're right, I am this or I am this. And what my therapist taught me when it comes to overcoming certain thoughts like that, like, oh God, maybe I am a horrible person, maybe I am this or that, like, is you have to have a conversation with yourself. Whenever a thought comes to your mind, you can let someone visit your home, but you don't have to let them stay. So invite them in. Invite any thoughts. You can't control your thoughts, so invite them in for tea. Let them sit down, have a little chat with them. But then when it's time for them to leave, let them leave. When it's time for them to show up, just let them kind of go on by. And sometimes that's a lot harder, but don't necessarily try to push them away, because that makes them want to stay.
Sometimes they just come and they kick the fucking door down. They're like, I'm here, bitch. Yeah, what you gonna do? And it's just all right. And then if you're like calm, like, oh God, but they'll chase you around the house. It's like, I'm here, like the Cookie Monster, and they're chasing you around the house. It's like, oh God. But if you just stand and face and like, all right, look, bitch. All right, I know you're here. Fine, sit your ass down. Let's talk. But I'm here to scare you. No, you're not scaring me. Let's just, I did that. I did that. It was stupid. All right, whatever. You done? We done here? I mean, I guess, man. Shit, I just wanted to scare you. Yeah, I know. We're done here. Yeah, go. Fine, whatever.
And
see
when
you
it
next
comes
week.
to,
Yeah, sure. Bye. And
another aspect of this that I want to kind of talk about is the sexual deviant aspect, because you can't control your thoughts. If you have something that turns you on or whatever, like if you're thinking about somebody, that is A-okay. You have all the sexual fantasies and all that good stuff that you want to. Look up all your awesome porn and do the stuff. But if that ever translates into you acting upon somebody else or consuming something that, for example, like, you know, if there's child porn, do not consume that. That's an entirely different level, because, you know, that's endangering children, etc., which not necessarily am I saying that you're doing that, but that is one extreme example of something that isn't okay. But when it comes to like your sexual thoughts or whatever it is that you enjoy sexually, as long as you're not hurting somebody else or putting it on to somebody else and to make them uncomfortable, like for example, if there's a woman or man that you find very attractive and you go up to them and start saying sexual things to or at them when they're not really, they don't know you, or if they know you, but they don't know you that way, and you've never really had conversations that imply this is okay, that is not okay. That would be a deviant
that's
thing
weird.
to
Like
do.
You're making them uncomfortable, because I have like a whole thing to say about that too. Because like, for instance, someone, I won't say who, but someone like messaged me on like one of my like social media accounts and was just like, hey, I just want you to know that like I sometimes pleasure myself to your photos. Does that gross you out at all? And it's just like you are intentionally trying to make me feel some way by telling me this, or you're just someone who does not understand social cues that you shouldn't tell someone that. Because the thing is, like, this is the thing, like, honest, like let's cut down all the bullshit shit like that. There are people out there who are just like, okay, yeah, they're fucking hot, they're attractive. Sometimes they pop into your head when you're like pleasing yourself. Now, what you do in the privacy of your own room, that's your business. No one needs to know what you did to get off to whatever, you know, whatever. Like, does it make it right? Whatever. It's just your room, all right? Like, that is
like
you,
as
and you don't wear.
as a female on the internet, I get asked questions whenever I post like stuff online, which I don't really post necessarily sexy stuff online when it comes to like photos and
Every
stuff.
photo of you sexy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I don't do anything, I guess, that's like lewd necessarily, although I love and support women that do, because God, I love their bodies. Women are beautiful. But like, I do get messages like, you know, like, you're putting yourself on the internet. Like, aren't you afraid that like guys are gonna like jack off to your cosplay pictures? And I'm like, dude, who wouldn't jack off to my cosplay pictures? I'm fucking hot. Like, like, but I don't care what people do in the privacy of their fucking homes or rooms. Whatever they do with whatever exists on the internet, anything that exists on the internet is free to jack off to, and that is the law of nature. Okay, but
as long as you don't have to tell anyone about it.
If you go and tell somebody that, then you're doing that for attention.
Yeah, exactly.
If you tell someone that I'm jacking off to you, you want their validation and attention.
To your fucking abs,
and
Jaxblade.
that
It's just
is
like
not
ridiculous.
okay.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Let me say, like, it's this thing where it's just like, I'm jacking off. I was like, dude, I don't give a shit. All right. Like, first off, I was just like, I don't care, because it's just like, I put it out there. You know, some people do it, some people do it. Like, sometimes like porn gets like kind of stale and boring, and it's just like, okay, whatever. And like, I get it, I understand that thing, but do not ever feel the need, because I'm just a guy who likes to work out. That's it. Like, I'm not someone who's just like, you know, a sex worker, because like I actually know some sex workers now, and it's just like, it's common for them to get it because they put their stuff out there of them like getting railed and stuff, like, oh, I jack, and they're like, oh, thanks, I take that as a compliment.
Yeah,
it's like,
so,
okay, that's by
there
all means.
can be communities and spaces where it is okay
But it's not
to
for me.
openly talk about not safe for work stuff. But in a person's regular life, heck, even in a porn star's regular life, you don't just message them when they're just like, or you don't just go ask a porn star if you see them at the grocery store, like, hey man, I really like that fucking video where you get nailed. Like, they're just living their life right now. Chill. If you are maybe watching their video and there's a comment section on the video, maybe you could say like, oh, this is really hot. That could be a potential situation where it's like, okay to talk about this. Or if you're talking to other fans about it that aren't necessarily the person, like, and you're just like, oh man, I really think this is really hot, and you kind of want to talk about that, that's okay. But when it comes to like people out here just living their life, don't insert your sexualness into their life. And if you're not guilty of any of this stuff, then I don't think you're a sexual deviant at all. So I hope that you don't have intrusive thoughts like that. If you're just having really awesome, like, sexual fantasies, like, keep having them, man. Like, that's awesome. Sexuality should be embraced and normalized, and sex is amazing. And yes, do all of the sexual things, just not to people that don't want it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But yeah, I guess on that more serious note of it, like with the intrusive thoughts, not the sexual aspect of it, yeah. I think a lot of people, to an extent, go through something of that variety, but with certain anxieties or whatever it is that you're going through, it can kind of be extremified, but you just kind of have to figure out a way to get back to that mindfulness. Like, mindfulness exercises can be very important in kind of bringing you down. Or like if it's maybe like an aggressive intrusive thought, like meditation could work, or just anything to bring you back into the physical where you are. So like looking around at your surroundings, like counting how many things you see and smell and taste and hear and feel. That's one that I do when I have intrusive thoughts. And honestly, one thing that I've heard of recently that I think I want to get into a little bit, not necessarily into like the business of doing it, but like there's a thing called ASMR, which I'm sure you all know of.
Yeah,
and
that's the only way I can go to sleep.
Yeah, I've heard that there's so many aspects to that, and I'm very curious to see how it helps with anxiety, because I've heard
it helps a lot.
That it does, yeah.
Yeah, it helps me a lot too. Like,
I'd love to learn more about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, cause like for me, like it's just when you go to a place and like, for instance, you could just be getting like an eye checkup, and they'd be like, all right, check your eyes, look at this, and it's just like a very relaxing way.
Yeah,
someone does it. It's just for me, if I'm ever in an angry state or a horribly pissed off state, one of my personal favorites is this woman named ASMR GB, and what she does is she is a nerd ASMR, so she does a lot of cosplay. Like, she'll cosplay people from like various things like Ruby or video games or other stuff, and it's just like every time I listen to her videos, it helps put me in a state where I'm like, okay, I'm drifting off, because I love ASMR.
Yeah.
It just helps me relax, because I remember as a kid I didn't realize it at first, but like I always knew whispering deeply relaxed me, because like there were scenes where like these characters would just whisper in the movie, and I would always feel like really relaxed to the point where I would take a nap. And now it's just become like this thing, like all right, ladies out there, this is a superpower that works on me. Any person who's a woman can do this to me. I don't know how. It just works. But like if you literally get close to the mic and you whisper, I mean, like if you get like right in my ear and you whisper, "Hey, Jordan, so I'm gonna whisper into your ear because I know you get tired from this, and I'm a woman, and it only takes you exactly 3 minutes for you to fall asleep." I will pass out. Like it literally, if you whisper in my ear for 3 minutes, I will pass out. I'm gone. Like it just, a woman doing that knocks me the fuck out. There's a superpower for you. There you go. Like
it's a real. I have to ask you, Jordan. Did you watch the recent episode of Always Open?
Yeah, with GB.
High five. That's actually where I heard more about its
I have been following her since 2017, and I was
so
like
cool.
so happy that she was on it, and she like follows me on Twitter too. I was like, "Oh my god, GB, you're on there." She was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh my god, that is so dope."
That's
like,
so cool. I should follow her because I want to learn more about it, because like I tried listening to one the other day because I was having a tough time going to sleep, but I was sleepy, but my mind was racing as it does, and I was like, you know what? I just listened to that episode of Always Open, and I'm kind of curious. I've heard of what ASMR is, but I've never truly sat down and tried to like listen to it. So I went on to like Apple Podcasts or something, and I turned on like something about someone getting a haircut. Like I was just like, sure, that sounds relaxing. And at first it was kind of like the spray bottle was going off, and it was kind of like loud, and I was like, oh, I don't like that. But then when it got to like the brushing the hair and like all this stuff, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I hate when
this is kind of nice.
Yeah, because like one of the things like for me that doesn't do it, like actually will wake me up, is the tapping thing, because like you're supposed to like grab something and like do that tapping. For me, that always wakes me up. Like I only like when they're just like, hey, so how you doing today? Yeah, so don't worry, I'm going to be taking
I don't like the
and
talking. It was creepy to me.
No, for me, like I think it's just the relaxing thing of like people whispering in your ear talking. Like there are various ones you can do. Like there's like noises of like someone like drawing on your back, or like giving you an allergy
noises.
test. Yeah, like for me, those ones, like talking to me, to me it just relaxes me. Like whispering in my ear relaxes me. Like as a matter of fact, I think I'm kind of fucked up now, because like there are some ASMRs that I listen to that I'm just like, wow, the military would arrest me for some shit. Because like there was this one of like this like yandere girl kidnapping you, and it's like, hey, so
oh wow,
I'm gonna be chopping you up right now. And I was like, wow, I don't think I should listen to this, but I'm really relaxed right now. She's
and
like
strangely aroused.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was weird. Like with ASMR, I've been kidnapped, I've been locked away, I've been gently put to sleep and rocked to sleep. There's so many adventures I do, but like those like fucked up ones are always like the ones that surprise me, because I'm just like, oh shit,
yeah,
like, I didn't know I liked this, but I do, and it was just like,
that's so cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be eating your soul right now, just so you know. And I'm just like, oh my god.
Honestly, one thing that does relax me too when it comes to talking, because I don't really like the whispered talking, like unless it's kind of like in a sexual thing. But like ASMR isn't necessarily sexual, but
it's not.
No, it's not. And one thing that does relax me though is, for example, listening to Always Open. Like there's something about just a calm woman's voice talking about things that I think are cool, and like they're just comfortable talking and hanging out. Like, and I turn it kind of to a low volume, and when I'm trying to go to sleep, listening to like Barbara and like Muriel and them talk. Yeah, just like when they're just talking very relaxed, like they're not like screaming or like doing anything wild or anything. They're just having a fun conversation. Well, sometimes, but
with her sword.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I think there was a recent episode I listened to where they were just all like having a good time, and maybe every now and then there'd be like one like, oh my god, but otherwise it was just nice, and like the volume was kind of down. And Barbara Dunkelman on that episode of Always Open recently, the ASMR one, actually said one thing that calms her down is like listening to very like petite, well-spoken women just kind of talk, and like they have long fingernails. I don't have long fingernails.
Well,
though,
you talk well. You're very well spoken. Like when you want to be.
Thank you. But I'm not like a petite woman. I'm like
What does petite mean?
I'm a thick woman.
What does petite mean?
I guess petite would be kind of like, maybe like the 5'6" area, and like, very like skinny, very like long fingernails. Like
I can't think. I don't know. I need to look at what petite looks like.
Yeah, I guess that's what it means. At least that's my interpretation. Because I'm like, I'm an average sized woman, kind of tall. But I do speak words sort of well. But yeah. When there's just like a calm, well-spoken woman talking, I also get kind of like, oh yeah, that's awesome. It kind of relaxes me, and I strive to kind of be that too. Whenever I would do like, I like commercial. I like the sound of commercials, like women in commercials, like and some men in commercials too. Like Anthony did a commercial recently for Acura, and it sounded really good. Like just those smooth reads, like. I strive to be that. Like, I would love to be in a commercial one day. Like, I hecking love it. But yeah, ASMR. I'm learning a lot about you, Jordan. I didn't know you were this passionate about ASMR.
No, I'm super passionate just because, like, the whisper thing, like, I remember, like, back in 2000, I want to say 14 was the first time I was just like, I really like whispers. I wonder if someone else likes it, and they were like these whisper people, or they would just whisper.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, that is so relaxing to me. Like that whole scene in like Harry Potter, the final one, where like Voldemort is like, if you do not come to the school, Harry, you will die. Like that relaxed me too. Actually, you know what? I know why I like the whisper thing. I remember the exact clip. It was from the show called Spawn on HBO. For the people who know what Spawn is, you're the goats. But like, what happened was, it's really fucked up too. But like, what happened was like there was this clown demon, and he turned into like his demon form, and the way he talked with Spawn was through telepathy, and he was just like, "You'll feel some pain, and I know you can hear me." And like, just the way he would talk, like it sent tingles up my spine, and it was just like, no.
Oh my god!
And it's just like stuff like that, just like really, just oh my god, it sent tingles up my spine. It didn't creep me out at all. It just like made me go, oh my god, this is relaxing me. So yeah, I like whisper stuff.
Well, to answer your question, you should listen to ASMR.
GB, listen to ASMR GB in particular. She's great. It's
it.
not Gibby like iCarly. It's GB.
Yeah.
GIBI.
Oh, okay. Well, heck yeah. Well, we actually have another question. Kind of related to a different kind of anxiety. Today's just like our anxiety topics.
Yeah, anxiety.
Our next question is, how do I overcome the anxiety of going to the gym, aka being afraid of people, crowded gyms, etc.? And this comes from Mr. Boombastic.
Oh, I answered this in the first episode of Trainers React, so I can just do my same
nice.
answer there. So whatever I said there was, remember this, all right? Most people, the majority of people at the gym, they're just focused on their workout. Like, if anyone's fucks with you at all, like, they have people at the front desk that will, like, kick them out immediately. You don't have to worry about that sort of thing. Like, you don't have to worry about bullying or anything like that. Another thing to take into account is to have, like, a set program written down. So you can always, like, look down at your program. I need to do this exercise for this many sets, this many reps, and then you move on to the next one. And if that station is taken, you just, do the things out of order, but it's fine. Just like do them, get them done. Also, have your headphones in. Like another thing, don't take your headphones off.
Yeah.
Focus on listening to either your favorite song, an audiobook, a podcast, whatever. Just like listen to that. Stay so focused on you, and like don't worry about other people. Like that's the biggest thing you want to ignore. Like, because I know some people are worried about like, oh, these buff guys are gonna make fun of me, or these people are gonna make. First off, if you're in the gym trying, you're actively trying to fix any issue you have with yourself. So like, they're completely in the wrong. You don't have to worry about it. And again, like if you feel that way at all, you could always just go to the front desk and say like, those people were messing with me, and they don't play with that shit. They will get rid of them instantly. But yeah, so don't worry about that. Just have a program link there, like all your stuff written out, like so you can check it off when you're done. There were this many sets, I did this weight, I did this, check it off, finish, go do your thing, whatever you want to do, and just have your headphones in. Always have your headphones in, and then focus. Like that's what you want to do. Like don't focus on anyone else. Like that's what you do. You just get there, do your thing, keep to yourself. No one will mess with you because they're all just trying to focus.
It's literally an environment built for you to go there and work out. Like, so yeah, what Jordan said, if anybody tries to tell you you're weird or wrong for working out at a gym, like that's kind of like
I will literally, like, this is one time I get fucking pissed off. I have literally cussed people out to their faces about it, where like someone would make fun of someone who's like fat at the gym working out. I'm just like, you do realize they've realized they are overweight and they're actively trying to fix the problem. Yeah. So fuck you, bitch. And I will like get in their face, and I like, dude, this is sometimes, dude, I've gotten into so many like heated arguments where I will not back down the fucking, because I hate people. Like, okay, so here's a little tangent right now. I fucking loathe people who mess with people who are just trying to mind their business, keep themselves. This is why one of the biggest reasons I'm such a colossal Jason Voorhees fan, because he's just in the woods by himself. Don't fuck with him. He's a super undead zombie creature that can't be killed, but he's not gonna fuck with you if you don't go onto his turf. Leave him the fuck alone. Just let him do his thing, all right? Or it's just like, you focus on you. Because one of the things I fucking hated was when I was in like high school or middle school, and then like when I would just be sitting by myself at like lunch, and I was just trying to eat, I would like look over at the table, and then you see the proper kids like, and then just like, and like, I fucking hate people like that. I will fucking say something if I see like shit like that in public. That triggers me like that, and I will go up, and I don't care how big you are, how strong, whatever. I will fucking cuss you out to your face. I will cuss you the fuck out to your face, because you don't do that. If someone is literally minding their fucking business, doing nothing, let them be. Like, let them be. Like, it's just like I have no patience for that. I really have no patience for people who bother people like that.
Yeah, I've definitely been in situations like that before growing up. But I think anybody that went to high school or middle school or elementary school in a public school or private school, most schools, children's are asshole.
Yeah,
children are assholes. People are assholes. Like, it happens. And just knowing that you're just doing your thing and you're just doing whatever you need to do, it's not a reflection of you. If they do that shit, it's a reflection of them. As old-timey as that sounds, it's like, it really is true. Like, as long as you have people in your life that know you're awesome and you know they're awesome, any dicks that try to come in and ruin that, fuck them. Like, you don't need that negativity. And like, they're not going to help you grow. Heck, let it motivate you to be like, okay, fuck you. I'm going to come to the gym every day. You don't want me here? Fine. I'm going to get my fucking abs. Ha.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. It's just show 'em up.
So, please don't be afraid to go to a gym or to go anywhere to work out. Like, if you want to go to the park and run, like,
or do pull-ups.
Do whatever. Yeah, Jordan posted a video the other day, and honestly, like, I commend Jordan on his, like, bravery. Like, I mean, maybe it can be kind of a difference there, but, like, you to just be casually shirtless, like, in public doing that stuff, like, that's so much confidence.
Well, it was
like,
hot out. And I wasn't thinking about it. I was just like, it's hot as fuck out. So I was just like, oh,
dude,
God.
Like, it's an entirely different topic, I guess, but whenever I see, like, the cute gym outfits for ladies, where it's like you wear, like, the cute pants that are kind of like the workout pants and like a sports bra, I'm like, oh, that's so cute. But I feel really self-conscious if I just went out into the world in a sports bra, because I know people are going to be like, oh my God, you're such a slut. Why are you just wearing a sports bra? Like, what the fuck? Put a shirt on, you fucking skank. Like, and I'm just like, but it's really hot and this is really comfortable. I don't want to wear cotton.
Wear your fucking sports bra. That's the thing. Like, it's just like, you know, like wearing yoga pants. You just wear your fucking yoga pants. They're comfortable. They let you get a good workout in. And so just don't worry about it. It's just like, whatever. People look, that just means like, oh, you got a great body. Like, I've had people look at my ass in yoga pants before, and I'm just like, well, I worked my ass off for it.
It's like the shirtless aspect, I guess. Because like, I would, like, if I went to maybe a gym, maybe I think I'd feel comfortable wearing just a sports bra and those pants, like those leggings pants, like workout pants, like, and just a sports bra. I think I'd be comfortable doing that. I just get really self-conscious about getting in trouble or something. Like,
oh no, that's only at Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness gives you shit about that. Like, Planet Fitness won't let me wear stringers, and that annoys the fuck out of me. Like, every time I do. And for people who don't know what stringers are, they're like those tank tops.
Nipple shirts.
No, they can be, but no, like, they're like these tank tops that show like a lot of your upper back. Like, they show a lot of your back. Like, instead of showing like, you know how a tank top will cover, it just goes over your shoulders and covers your back and all that stuff. These ones are designed to like show like your lats and your upper back and stuff like that.
Oh, I like how those look.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, people have problems with those that like Planet Fitness is just one of those gyms where it's $10 a month, but it's just like, it's whatever, man. Like,
what gym do you go to if you feel comfortable saying?
Oh, LA Fitness or Gold's
LA
Gym.
Fitness.
I actually have like several gym memberships just because it's convenient for me, and like I'm at a place where I make like pretty decent money. So what I do is I go to either LA Fitness or Gold's Gym, or like, you know, again, I do have a Planet Fitness thing, but that's only because it's 24 hours and it's like super easy just to get in there and do my cardio and that. But then I also have a pretty bomb ass home gym, and my home gym is awesome. Like, so I only go to the other gyms if like because they have equipment I don't have in my home gym. Like, I don't have a treadmill in my home gym. I also don't have like a face pull machine or a cable crossover or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some stuff in my gym that I just want to,
And are they okay with you and like ladies just wearing sports bras at those gyms?
Oh yeah, they're fine. At those gyms, yes. Planet Fitness, no. Planet Fitness is very like strict about like, oh no, you can't bring a gallon of water with you. I can only wear like this type of shirt. You can, if you drop the weights, we're gonna leak this lunk alarm on you. And it's just like, yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I've heard that there's like weird regulations there.
Yeah, super weird. Me and Z actually. A few years ago, we like did this thing where we activated the lunk alarm, and then Z got in trouble with the guy.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh man.
Well,
let's go to our next question, and we hope that we helped you and that you don't have anxiety going to the gym. Yes. And okay, this next question goes away from anxiety. And Jordan, why don't you tell our lovely viewers what it is?
Okay, and this one comes from YouTube as well, and it said, hey, did you always want to be a personal trainer? And I'm going to say voice actor for Katy too when growing up. In other words, how did you decide this is your major in college? And how did you decide, I wanted to be a VA? So, okay, I guess I'll go first for me.
Yeah.
I remember specifically the turning point because when I was a kid, I didn't know what I wanted to do per se. Like there was a lot of things I did want to do that like is like kind of fucked up now because I remember as a kid I really loved Star Wars and I really loved Boba Fett, so I wanted to grow up and be a bounty hunter because I thought like bounty hunters are real people and you could just go around like attacking like people for the law and bringing them in. But then I learned like, oh, you can't like do it like Boba Fett, and I was like, oh, that's a bummer. And then I didn't know what to do, and then I was like and then I remember career day, I was like, oh, there's the water thing you can go to. Not water, like the ocean. I forget the thing we did. Shit, I can't remember. Something to do with. There were so many things I didn't know what to do, and it wasn't until this is the part where people sometimes misconstrue my origin story. I was inspired to work out by Goku, but I never really knew how to do it. Besides, I would just do push-ups and sit-ups every day, but I wasn't really like super into fitness. I was just like, I'll just push-ups and sit-ups every day. Goku inspired me to get stronger. It wasn't until I saw 300 with the Spartans and the abs and stuff like that I just got so inspired to work out that like I actually met some people, took me to the gym, and I fell in love with fitness when I was like 16. And I was like, oh my god. And then like I had this like whole mindset like I need abs. If I don't have abs, no girl will ever like me if I don't have abs. And so like I just kept working out because of that. And so I worked out, and then I did that all of junior year because there was this girl I had a massive crush on. We'll call her, what was her name? Splendid. Yeah, it was very similar to Johnny Bravo. There was this girl I had a massive, massive crush on, and I wanted to impress her. So I kept working out, and I was just like, hey, look at me. Maybe you'll take notice. She didn't take notice, but it was whatever. But because I was like so trying to impress this girl with my workouts, I fell in love with fitness. And I just started reading books on it by myself. Like no one had to tell me. I was reading books on it. I started watching like 2007 YouTube videos on it. So like I was looking up all these classic YouTubers, and I was just getting so inspired and motivated. And then I actually started researching myself, and I became like so knowledgeable about this stuff that like kids in school my senior year would come up to me and be like, hey, can you make me a program? Hey, could you actually make me a program? I was like, I think I could. And so like what I would do is I would like hand out these programs I made that were like they were pretty cool programs. It was funny too. I think I have some of them still left over, and I would like hand them out. And I'm like, yeah, here's what you got to do, train to get stronger and stuff like that. And it was helping them out. And then like I believe it was 2009, 2010 is when I was like, you know what, I want to take a personal trainer course. And so like I took some personal trainer courses for my first year of college, and I fell cool. Like super in love with the like learning process and stuff like that. And then like I took these courses. Then like there was like this personal trainer test you could take, and I was like, I did it and I passed it, and I was like, oh shit, I'm a personal trainer now, certified, baby. And then there was a strength coach test, and I was like, oh shit, I'm a fucking strength coach now, baby. I'm super loving it. And then like I just went to college and got my degree and all the health stuff. The only thing I didn't do well at was the nutrition thing, because a lot of the nutrition facts I found to be kind of bullshit from my own studies, because like they were preaching this old like 90s, no, this doesn't work, you should eat 6 meals a day, you should do this.
Whoa.
Oh, intermittent fasting doesn't work at all. And I was just like, well, that's bullshit, and let me explain. And it was just like, no, you don't know. And it was just like, okay, so that was the one class I almost like didn't pass, because I just didn't want to go with like their whole notion that you have to believe this. So I thought that was some baby back bullshit.
Yeah.
But everything else was like, I passed. So that's what I did. And then 4 years of that, and then that's why I'm certified and got all my degrees and stuff like that.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. And that's my origin story. Yeah, I did. That's how I decided I wanted to do it. It was just 300 and a girl, because I wanted her to be my girlfriend, and if I didn't have abs, she wouldn't be my girlfriend, I think. But she didn't like me anyways, and so like whatever. And I still have this mentality today. I need abs or no girl will like me.
You're beautiful and don't need abs. You have beautiful arms though, Jordan. Like your arms could like smash boulders. You're an earth pony.
Oh, thank you. I am an earth pony.
You did it. But
Pegasus.
yeah.
What
actually,
about you,
funny enough, you mentioned when you were like at a career fair. I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast before. I might have, because we have a lot of episodes. But when I was in about 4th or 5th grade, yes, I believe I was in middle school or elementary school. It was either 4th, 5th, or 6th grade, one of those grades. We had a career fair, and there was actually a voice actor that came, and he was showing a cartoon. I wish I could think of the name of it, because I didn't even know what it was. He was like showing a little cartoon in a VHS player, and it like had a crocodile. It was about like a swamp, and like the animation looked like, you know, those kind of movies that Saber kind of covers.
Oh yeah, those
like it kind of looked like one of those. So I could not for the life of me find whatever this series was, but he was kind of there. And I was, I definitely think I was in middle school, because I had already been loving anime and stuff, but like, I hadn't started theater yet. But he was just kind of like, yeah, you know, voice actor is also a thing. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like, oh man, I really like anime and like stuff like that. And I think I talked to him for a minute, and then like I never saw him again. But that night I went home and I started Googling voice acting, like, because my dad had a big computer downstairs, because I didn't have a laptop or anything like that, but he had like his chunky clunky computer that he would let me use whenever I would watch anime and stuff. Or I'd watch anime on TV downstairs, but I'd get on YouTube back in the day when they had like little forums on your page on YouTube, and I would like I would talk to people about Naruto, like, you know, way back in the day. But I went on to Google search about voice acting, and I know it's like not super topical, but Vic Mignogna was actually somebody that, as you know, a 13-year-old whatever kid.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I saw videos of him and other voice actors too, but like that was one of them, where I would see like videos of people at cons, voice actors at cons, and I'd never been to a con before either. So that kind of sparked an interest in conventions. Not that I knew I would be able to go to one until my mom was like, hey, you want to go to a con? But I started watching videos of voice actors at conventions doing panels, like doing their voices for like Naruto characters or for whatever, and I was like, whoa, this is so cool. And that's when and Aaron Dismuke, I think, was another one that I saw that I was like, oh wow, he looks really cool. He plays he's like really young, and he's a voice actor, because I think he was like, you know, he was a kid at the time, because he was playing Alphonse in Full Metal. And so I went down a little rabbit hole learning about voice actors at conventions when I was like in middle school, and I was like, that's really neat. And like, so that career fair kind of did that for me. But then, you know, I kind of just kept watching videos, and I didn't think anything more of it, and I wasn't like necessarily on my path to voice acting right there, but it was something that I thought was really cool. And so I would just watch videos on YouTube of convention panels where voice actors were talking, and it was just really inspiring at the time. And then I would watch sketches where cosplayers would write sketches and perform at conventions like SakuraCon or like whatever con, and yeah. And then, you know, I started doing theater and all that stuff, and you know, I still loved anime, and then I started going to anime cons because my mom was like, yeah. I went to my first con at 12, so I was probably like 10 or 11 when I went to that career fair. So whatever grade I was in, it would have been there. And so after I started going to cons, I got to see the panels live. It was really cool. And then when I turned about 17 or 18, I was about to be in a film that was coming through Birmingham. And the film never ended up being made, but we worked really hard on it. But then the director was just kind of like, peace, I'm moving to Atlanta. And it didn't really come to fruition. But, it was cool. And I did a lot with Comic-Con, which is Alabama's largest anime convention. And I had already been doing theater for a while, and, like, I had dabbled in film, like, independent stuff. And, like, voice acting was something I thought was cool. And, I loved going to every panel. If there was a voice actor panel, I was there. And if there was a video on YouTube of insert voice actor name, like Travis Willingham or Todd Haberkorn or whoever, like, I was probably watching it. And I was just fascinated by it. And one day at that con, I met someone, and I was a big fan, I forgot to mention, of a bridge series. So, like, Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, and I was a big fan of Martin, Little Kribo. And so I would go to all of his panels, I would watch all of his videos, all the Team 4-Star videos, and at Comic-Con, I think Little Kribo, Martin, came through, and he was doing his panels, and I think I just was so used to going to his panels that eventually we just, like, kind of chatted, and he was really kind, and we kind of became friends. And then there was somebody else that I became friends with that was kind of big in the online voiceover scene that he
So wait, I'm sorry, I want to ask a question. So, like, you and Martin just met, like, it was just like, oh, he noticed you go to, like, 3 of his panels or something like that in a row? Is that how you met?
With Martin, I'd been going to his panels for a long time, and so I think after, like, years of doing that, me and him finally got to have a chat after me and, I guess I'll just say his name, Chris Niosi, is someone that I met at Comic-Con that was friends with Martin because he did his animations, although Chris is not very topical to talk about right now as well. If you look at his Twitter, he has recently released a bunch of apologies about some things that have gone on in his life.
Oh,
and
God.
I wish him healing, and I wish the people that have been hurt by what he has done healing as well. But Chris was one of the people that introduced me into voice acting. We met when I was about, like, 18 or 17 or so at Comic-Con, and he was friends with Martin because he did animations for him. And it's a very interesting journey. And so he had also worked with Team 4-Star, and he was like, hey, you should get into voice acting, because we were talking about how I did theater and all this stuff, and I was, like, involved in online communities and stuff, and so we chatted for a little bit, and he was like, dude, you should get a mic, I could send you an audition maybe. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And he was kind and respectful, and, like, at the time, and and he gave me some advice, and, like, I was like, cool. So then I started going to online forums, I started trying it out, and, like, then I kind of just became friends with people in the abridged scene, like Team 4-Star, like Curtis and Anthony and Martin. Like, there were cons where he'd be like, hey, Katy, what's up? And over time, I just kind of became more involved through abridging. So, like, through communities like that, it really inspired me to get into voice acting, especially Team 4-Star and Little Kribo. And now I work with Kruby Productions, and we make an abridged series, and that was always kind of a dream, was to kind of work on an abridged series that made me laugh the way that those videos did. So voice acting is something that's very important to me because of, I guess, the community that it kind of, like, evolved around, and that I kind of got to build with others. And, like, the people that I looked up to in that community kind of saw me and were like, hey, you're doing really cool stuff. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. You do really cool stuff. And here I am, like 5 or 6 years later, still voice acting, and I've got some stuff under my belt, and I've got some really cool colleagues.
Awesome. It's really cool.
Yeah. It's, like, an interesting story. And yeah, lots of interesting people have come and gone into my life, and watching them grow and develop has been really cool. Some of them have grown in different directions and paths that are maybe not desirable, but, I wish people healing, and I wish people the best that they can do in their growth, and et cetera, yada yada. Yeah, that's life, I guess. But I'm out here, I'm grinding, doing my best.
Do your thing.
Yes. So
Hells yeah.
Why don't I take us to our next question, since we've told our stories. Our final question for the day.
Our final question for the day.
Yes. So,
Yes.
Jordan, who is someone in your life that inspires you, and why?
Someone in my life, so someone I actually know.
Yes, someone you actually know.
I'm not saying
Katy Johnson.
Oh
because
my
you're so
God.
I'm not lying either, because like the thing about you, Katy, and this is just gonna be an honest heart to heart, people. You're gonna hear me open up.
Aww.
So whatever. So the thing about you, Katy, is you're so positive and optimistic and so hardworking. And like when you just come into the room, you just like you smile, and you got like this, like you smile with your eyes, and it's just like it like makes everyone in the room like
Shut
happy.
up.
Like whenever you're like around, it's just like, oh yeah, she's so cool. And then you just have this energy about you, like, yeah, so I'm working on this, and I'm just super excited about it, and I have this passion, and it just makes me like, I really do admire that a lot, because it's just like, yeah, you're always focusing on work, but you're like, you don't take time to like, you be a goofball, but you're also like someone who is like, I can be either the doofiest person in the room, or I could be like, I'm just gonna have fun, or you can be like, oh, I can actually sit down and give you solid advice and legitimate, like, help with this and stuff like that. And it's like really, really inspiring and motivating. Like there are times I'm just like, man, what would Katy do right now? Like when this time I'm feeling down, I'm like, oh yeah, Katy would do this. She would help with this. She's able to accomplish this. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can get through this right now. Like she's great. And so like, yeah, and then I'm really genuinely happy I did meet you. So there you go.
Wow. You stole my answer. Katy Johnson is always someone that inspires.
Katy Johnson is awesome. But then KaniDay is such a
KaniDay,
awesome.
She's all right. She's
KaniDay
all right.
is so fucking
well,
cool.
fuck you, Jordan, because I was gonna say Jordan inspires me.
Yeah, right.
So
Shut
suck it. Like
Yeah,
I told
shut
you this
up.
the other day about how you're one of those people that just, when it comes to the people that are close to you, you so kindly give so much of yourself without them even needing to ask. Like you're always there for the people that you care about, and whenever they need your help, at a drop of a dime, you'll call them back, you'll do whatever to help them. And like you're also just so willing to share whatever it is that you have in your life, just like people are willing to do with you. But when I see the way like you and Saber and Paleo and all of them are with each other, it's just like so inspiring, like the friendship like that you've made, and the fact that I get to also be one of your friends and that you're in my life.
You're like the starlight who joined the group.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
I also enslaved a village.
Yeah. No, it's just like, it's like one of those characters that comes in late, but like they become a fan favorite. So it's like, oh, like it's like that.
Yeah, but you're also just like, you're such a hustling like dude. Like you're constantly on that hustle, and you're constantly building something. And like whenever you're talking about whatever it is that you have going on, you never come off like, I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Like some people can be like braggy or whatever, and like, and you have awesome shit going on, but you really do live by the lifestyle of like, don't say it, show it. Like everything going on in your life, you show it, and you show people, and the people that love you, but also people that don't know you, like, this is what I'm about. This is what I'm here to do, and I'm going to get results, and I'm going to keep working until I get results. And you just have this confidence and way of being that like I feel like everything's gonna be okay whenever you're around, because like you know what you're doing, and like if there's ever something that I need advice on, I feel like I can trust your opinion, because I feel like you've been there and you're doing your shit. And like Saber was also somebody that kind of inspired me recently.
Yeah, Saber's like, great. He inspires me too.
Yeah, because I don't really know him that well like you do. But when we were at BronyCon, he was really drunk.
Yeah, and he was just giving everyone like their
He was
speeches.
like, he was going around in a circle telling us why he thought we were awesome. And he was like, and Katy, this is why I think you're fucking awesome. And I was like, oh my God, Saber, this is why you're fucking awesome. And he's just such a beautiful man. Like,
yeah, he's awesome.
Saber's
so
such a dad.
Yeah, he really is a dad. Like, it's so funny, like, because I met him back in like 2012, and it was just like we were just like bros the entire time. Just, hey, how you doing, dude? You know, we were really like, we both had like stars in our eyes for pony stuff, but then both of us had like came down from like, not the high, like we still love the show, but it's just like not the, oh yeah, like this is how it is. And then we just like, we helped each other through things. Like he's been through stuff and I helped him through, I've been through stuff. He's definitely helped me through numerous times. So it's just like, we're there for each other now. So it's just like a brother bond to me. It's like, it's just like, yeah, we're always going to be there for each other. And it's been like 7 years. So yeah, it's cool. Then, you know, every time we go over to his house for, the New Year's party that he throws, like he's always like one of the best hosts ever and stuff like that. It's super cool, super chill. So
that's
he's
awesome.
Yeah, Saber's great.
Well, yeah, that's who inspires me, and my words are all jumbled. I said it more elegantly when you asked me before, but that's how I feel. Damn it, So Jordan from the future, if you're listening back to this podcast, you are amazing.
I'm going to timestamp this exact point.
You are valid. Everything going on in your life, nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary, but you have people in your life that will fight to keep you because they know your worth and you know their worth, and you show them every day, and you're an amazing human being and a beautiful soul, and I'm so honored that I have the privilege of being alive around the same time as you, because my life is better having you in it, and I mean that.
I mean that. I mean everything.
You improve people's lives. Fuck you.
Aw, you. Goddamn.
Fuck you.
Fuck
bitch.
you. Fuck you.
Fight you with love.
Yeah.
Fucker.
I love you too, motherfucker.
I love you.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Love you too, bitch. Yeah.
And I think that's a good way to end today's episode before we start crying.
Yeah, I'm already there, so shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah,
I don't care about you, Baka.
Yeah, I don't care about you either, motherfucker.
Bitch.
God damn it.
The most we ever curse is when we're complimenting each other.
Yeah, this video is totally not getting monetized, even if we could monetize it.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Oh,
but,
God.
Jordan, where can they find you besides in my heart, Dab?
Okay, anyways, you can find me at Jordan Jaxblade Downs on Facebook, Jaxblade Fitness Twitter, and Jaxblade everywhere else. How about you, Katy?
You can find me at KaniDay Official on Twitter and Instagram, and KaniDay Cosplay on Facebook, and then you can find me at Dr. Crafty on YouTube and Kruby Productions, KRWBI Productions on YouTube. And you can find us here at Weird Flex But Okay Podcast on YouTube. And
Subscribe. Hit that notification bell.
If you want to send us a question, email us at weirdflexbutokaypodcast@gmail.com, or leave a comment on the video, or if you just want to tweet at our Twitter, WeirdFlexPod, do that. Follow us there. We like to post a lot of memes there, a lot of polls, a lot of random funny stuff. Yeah, and that is a wrap, the DK wrap.
Weird Flex on the way out. We had a good day.
Yeah.
For the shout. Thank you for watching all the way. We came a lot. We learned today. Yes, we're gonna wrap this song and out. This is all our outro. Here we shout, and I'm gonna say shout every 5 words, cause I don't know how to rhyme with shout. I'm black and I can't rap. I suck fact, but I can't do that. I like the rap. Yeah, but it's on my scene. I'll pass it to Katy, the white girl who can scream. Yeah,
what up? It's the hyphen masters. What's the teenage? No, what's the Teen Titans rap?
Teen
No, the Teen Titans.
Oh wait.
No. What was the
Teen Titans Go? T-E-E-N-S.
The star, the fire, the light, the wire,
wire,
the alien princess and the alien attire, the alien blast, the supersonic speed. Is she down with the Titans?
Titans?
Oh, yes, indeed. All right.
Booyah!
Bye,
Look at it, blast up on the side. Mr. Hot Tech Master. What? Mr. Meatball Disaster. What? Mr. Go-Go Blaster.
Woo!
There you go.
All right. Good night, everybody, or good morning.
The fade.
Yeah.
The chocolate master.
The chocolate master.
Yeah.
I am done. I am deceased.
I'm done. Good night, y'all. Thanks for joining us.